Buddy, it's me again. What does the language evaluator do? He has to be the one to listen to everything that everybody said in the meeting, and then now present his findings on what are the good usages and what are the bad usages of the English language. It's not because the language evaluator is good at English, it's just because he listens better than everybody else. Now, I would like to congratulate these people for using the word of the day, the words of the day. Those are the French words that is kept in the same pronunciation and meaning as in English. Ruby used rendezvous, Catherine used facade, Tang used debut. It's actually not debut, but debut. Café, boutique. The word boutique in French and in English it means differently. Boutique in French means any shop, but in English it means a really classy and high-class shop. So don't use that word in French. Li Xuan used déjà vu. Means something you have met before and now you have seen it again. Toastmaster of the day used the word bureau, means office. It's pronounced as bureau, not buru. We have a problem of pronouncing names. How to pronounce this name? This is a very common surname in the Eurasian Association, Eurasians in Singapore, and it's pronounced as Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Richard, not Richard or something else.
Daniel and Daniel.
It's Daniel. Daniel is French. And this. Chanel is Ash.
Chanel.
And okay. Victor in French is pronounced as Victor Hugo, but in English it's Victor Hugo. Hugo. Because I think we have a problem pronouncing names because a lot of names are from different languages, different culture. So try to be a bit attentive because different names from different culture would be pronounced differently, especially in French or in Spanish. I would like to have a common comment for today is that the standard today is really high. Because when I listen to those speeches, they were usually put in a really correct tense. For example, when you talked about something in the past, usually use the past tense. And most of the speakers today have done that. Even the Toastmaster of the day, who would usually be the one to forget that the speaker has spoken, not the speaker is speaking or the speaker speaks, right? So I would like to go through sequentially from the first speaker to the last. And if I miss out some points, please forgive me. In the opening address, you always wanted to go to French. It should be, you always wanted to go to France. And by the way, the American pronounce it as France, but the English pronounce it as France. It's a little bit different. The good thing, she used a lot of repetition in her speech. For example, once you have done all of it, once you have found yourself and want something, that is called a triad. If you repeat something 3 times, people will tend to remember it, but not more than 3 times. This is pronounced as nurture, but I heard neuter. Neuter is different. Neuter means cut out something very important for a guy. She used the phrase fire of hope and aspiration. By using the fire as the metaphor, she can produce an image of hope and aspiration, something that is not imagined, that is imaginary, to something that is vivid, and we can see it by our eyes. So these are called metaphors. In the prepared speech session, this speaker used repetition. The more the parents try to scold the children, the less the children wants to compliment. So this kind of structure is the comparison and it's the contrast. The more, the less, the children, the parents. If you want your message to be remembered like this, just try to use contrast and comparison and balance. Some parts of us needs more, wants more, and deserve more. This again is triad, and it's a repetition, more, more, more. You tend to remember it more. Now how to pronounce this word? Passion. I heard this speaker say patient. So it's passion. Passion is different. And repetition again, by the time I don't know, I struggle to find the answer. So when you want to put stress and focus on a word, just try to repeat it one more time, then people remember it. Speaker Lucy, you have used a lot of triads. For example, go travel, no excuse, just go. You will repeat something 3 times like that. And in your early adulthood, your view about the world is still being formed. I've never heard of such idea before. So this is about idea, this is not about language. Because my view about the world is never formed yet. So I'm still in the early stage of my adulthood, lucky me. The fullest of life. You see, the fullest of life, there is the repetition of F. This is called alliteration. When you repeat some words with the same first pronunciation, it tends to sound nicer and tends to be remembered. And by the way, your use of verb tense was perfect. Perfect. And you repeated your message by 3 words: adventure, culture, and compassion. So again, try it, and again, repetition of the word of the first syllable, culture and compassion. Again, another speaker today, Ruby, she did her B4, which was how to say it. That is why she used a lot of triads. For example, our evaluator has already said that, but I would like to add in more. For example, gray sky, heavy snow, strong wind. You can paint a picture in your mind. And then next came something. And I like the way you compared being lost in Paris and being lost in Zara without any money. Although it was not so appealing to a guy like me. And you use comparison outside and inside. It's the contrast. On the outside, I could see Eiffel Tower, I could see the Notre Dame de Paris, and I could see the Seine River. Again, try it. On the inside, I was alone. So there is the contrast. Outside is so fun and so attractive. Inside, I was alone. So when you want your ideas to be remembered, just use contrast again. And after I'm done with her, this is really interesting. After I'm done with Mona Lisa, what did you do with Mona Lisa actually? I was curious. And those people are famous people. They're in heaven, they are harmless. Try it, and this idea was really great. They're in heaven, so they are harmless. And why are you sure? Why were you sure that they were in heaven, by the way? Catherine, again, I really love your voice, the hauntingly charming voice that could melt anybody's heart. Too bad you're already married, but I still love your voice. She used try it. Would it stop a gambler? Would it stop? 3 times. So when you want to convey a message, just put it 3 times. She used parallel structure to support parents and to educate children. So those are the two types of people in need. And she used gambling as game of chance. That is a good way of the words. And I really like Zheng's way of repronouncing all the titles and all the speaker have done. Lucy traveled the world in 5 minutes. I really doubt that. Ruby spent her time in Paris in also 5 minutes, and Kat stopped us from gambling in some minutes. So that is a really good way of making us remember what the speaker was talking about. Now, Roy, I really didn't know that wine is made by the best French ladies. Do you know how wine was made? There is a big chunk, and then there is some naked guy who would jump onto it. On the TV, it was a guy. Hi, comparing cheese with an addiction. That is a really weird comparison because I never thought of cheese as an addiction. But when you compare it that way, people tend to understand that how you love cheese and how people